Nick Hayton, we're in the biological age. In fact, I'm going to put a paper out about it. I've got the notes, and because people are going to violently disagree probably. Oh, you're in the quantum age, or we're in the digital age, or we're in the fourth industrial revolution, or the fifth wealth creation. Yeah, I hear all of that, but none of it's particularly relevant. So why is biological computing, biological age important? Well, DNA is vast. Okay, the human brain is vast. The ability to store and process information using low energy. Your brain does use a lot of energy, of course. I mean, it uses a lot of heat, generates a lot of heat, and that's why you go a bit tired and vacant in the head if you eat a big carby meal. Is all the blood goes to your gut and not to your brain, and you can get a bit lightheaded and make some pretty poor decisions. But we're talking about the energy, okay, which is really important when we're talking about biological computing. And the free energy principle is also relevant here, because it's the amount of energy required to solve the problem, the computational requirement. And this is where silicon goes a bit wrong, because although we're now reaching I think we're down at the 2 nanoscale for chips now, where we're obviously packing in billions of circuits, and I've noticed some of the chips getting much bigger, of course. Well, that's interesting. NVIDIA have become the world's the most important company, maybe. It's certainly the most valuable. And I called that out 10 years ago with the rise of AI. It was obvious that, graphics cards and gaming chips were going to be part of the equation. So there's the problem. The silicon journey of sticking instructions through gates requires and draws a lot of power. Quantum's the same. It may have a 1,000x, a million x potential in terms of output, but it draws a lot of energy as well. And of course, if the world is in the last couple of years, I think this data is that we've created more data than we have in the previous sort of 50, 100 years, then that exponential growth in data and the exponential need for processing is going to hit networks, going to hit data centers, isn't it? And the data center argument that processing this new world of immersion, this new world of Web3, the whole sort of gamification and the whole digital age, if you want to call it, although I'm not a fan of that expression. We're talking about sucking power, aren't we? We're talking about data centers, that are drawing power from entire energy processing power stations. So that, the knock-on effect we know, don't we? But the free energy principle is different to this. It's almost like sort of going back to analog compute, which is a bit of a hint. It's another pathway. And a lot of the analog computing and a lot of the analog chips that's used in small devices, hearing aids, pacemakers, is low energy draw. So high performance, high output, but low energy. It's got other limitations, of course. But the free energy principle is very interesting, because, we're talking about living tissue here, and, brains that spark and neurons that do their thing. And they do their thing and can exponentially increase computational scaling on very minimal energy. And that's the breakthrough, really. The opportunity for exponential scaling and unlocking, I've heard about exabyte computing and DNA computing, 23,000 genome pairs, 2 billion sort of, different alternatives within a DNA sequence. The whole thing is just madness. But there are creatures actually that have more than that. Humans are not necessarily top of the food chain, but it's the whole energy thing which is the key thing here. And biological computing, physical twinning, and organoid, in a sense, intelligence, organoid processing. We can use biology, biochemistry, biocomputing, the biological age, to do things different. Talk soon.